Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Ayush, I've sent the link. Start doing your exam. Hira and Ayush, turn on your video, please. I hope everybody got the link now and you all are able to open.
Yes, ma'am.
Yash, what about you, Yash?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Or the ones who have completed, they are raising their hands virtually, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good, very good. Paritosh, Yash, Zayan,
Yes,
Arnav,
ma'am.
Ayush, Uddhav, and Nilab are remaining, right?
Last question.
Okay, okay, dear. Okay, dear. So once you finish the class exam, do not leave. Just let me take the attendance first, and then you all can wait. Turn on your cameras and wait. Okay, everyone, you all can lower your hand now, please, because only 3 students are left. Please lower your hand, children. Yeah. Soumya Kinkar, Zayan. And turn on your videos, everyone. I'm taking screenshots. Turn on your videos, please. All right. Wait. Let me take picture. Soumya Kinkar, Arnav, turn on your video. Lower your hand, please. So now everybody submitted. Children, am I audible to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so everybody has submitted?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, okay, good. All right, good. Just a minute. Let me take the pictures. Give me a second. So these students were there, right, for the exam. Wait, children, I'm taking your Soumya Kinkar. All right, done. So how was your exam?
Very good, ma'am.
It was
All good?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. All right. So this is the last prose which is left from your English literature's essay to syllabus. That's the diary of Dr. Watson. Now let's see what is there in this diary. The date over here mentioned is October 16th. A dull, foggy day with a drizzle of rain. The house is banked in with rolling clouds, which rise now and then to show the dreary curves of the moor, with thin silver lines upon the side of the hills and the distant boulders gleaming where the light strikes upon their wet faces. It is a melancholy outside and in. The baronet is in a black reaction after the excitements of the night. I'm conscious myself of a weight at my heart and a feeling of impending danger, ever present danger, which is more terrible because I'm unable to define it. All right. So this particular paragraph, that is the first paragraph, if I read it, what introduction can you find? What do you think? What is there? What is the, uh, the narrator is trying to tell you? How he is describing the day, how he is describing the dangers. Can anybody tell me, please?
Ma'am, can I?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Ma'am, he is telling that it was a dull, foggy day, which there was a drizzle rain outside.
True.
His house was filled with clouds.
Yes, very good, very good. He's describing the day. He's saying he's describing the climate, he's describing the day, he's describing the surrounding around him. Along with it, he is also describing his inner feelings, if you noticed. Yes? Yes or no,
Yes,
children?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Pradyumna, you can continue. Yes, what were you saying?
Then there are lightnings outside and upon their wet faces, and his reaction is
Yes,
he.
please.
uh,
Go ahead, try.
He is feeling danger when the light strikes upon their white
Yes,
faces.
yes. So he is, if you will see, he is written in his prose that he is afraid, and he is also describing the inner feelings that he can feel the danger. He is also afraid, and that's the reason. That's what he is trying to convey it to the, through this particular prose. Now, definitely this happens with most of us. If you will see yourself in such particular environment, atmosphere, where that's how he has described, where the weather is also very horrifying. Even the conditions at home are, where he's staying, he described his home also, that's also a little bit horrifying. So definitely we will also feel scared, isn't it, if you're alone at that time? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, children. Okay. Now let's see what happens after that. Okay. Now we have understood his condition. Okay, that he is feeling terrible. He is feeling scared, and he is feeling that he is in danger. All right, because of all this environment, the foggy day, the drizzle, the clouds. All right. Okay, and the lightning striking. All this is making him afraid. Next paragraph. Anybody? Is there anyone who would like to read?
Ma'am, can I?
Yes, go ahead. Very good, Pradyumna. And
And have I not cause for such a feeling? Consider the long sequence of incidents which have all pointed to some sinister influence which is at work around us. There is the death of the last occupant of the hall, fulfilling so exactly the conditions of the family legend, and there are repeated reports from peasants of the appearance of a strange creature upon the moor. Twice I have with my own ears heard the sound, which resembled the distant baying of a hound. It is incredible, impossible that it should really be outside the ordinary laws of nature.
yes, yes, very nice, very nice. So basically, what is the what is the narrator telling you? That I have not, and have I not caused such a feeling? Consider the long sequence of incidents which all have pointed to some sinister influence. Okay, so he is, trying to describe his feelings, that what he is going through with all such incidents coming one after the other. Okay, there is a death of the last occupant of the hall, fulfilling so exactly the conditions of the family legend. And there are repeated reports of peasants of the appearance of strange creature upon the moor. Okay, so he is also describing how the, if in a family, there is generations after generations, the occupants have been passed, you have successors. So one person dies, the another person takes over. This is how they are describing, isn't it? Now there are repeated reports of presence, okay, who are whose appearance is strange. Now twice I have with my own ears heard the sound which resembled. So what he heard the sound around him, not once but twice. What was the sound? He could hear the sound of distant baying of a horn. It is incredible, impossible that it should really be outside the ordinary laws of nature. So hearing this sound, he could make out this sound is something different, something new, and it is something which is uh, different from the laws of nature. That means the sound which he has never heard before. So till we've done these two paragraphs, what do you think, children? How are these like, what impression do you get from these two paragraphs? Is it
It's a scary day.
okay? No. Is it what would be the theme of this particular prose? Can you guess the theme? With
Horror.
Horror.
horror,
Horror frictional.
horror fictional. All right. So
The Hound of Baskervilles. This story takes place both in London and the moors of Devon. Dr. Mortimer requests Sherlock Holmes to investigate the mysterious death of his friend, Sir Charles Baskerville. The local people think that his death is connected with the 200-year-old family curse, a monstrous demon dog roaming the moors and seeking revenge against the Baskervilles. Dr. Mortimer is afraid that Sir Henry, the nearest relative of Sir Charles, who is returning home now, might be in danger. Holmes sends Watson to Baskerville Hall, where he meets people who could be possible suspects. There is Barrymore and his wife, and the archaeologist Stapleton and his sister Beryl Stapleton. Holmes, meanwhile, has secretly arrived at Devonshire and is investigating the case. He finds an important missing link in a photograph that shows a striking resemblance between Sir Hugo Baskerville and Stapleton, which means that he is actually a Baskerville, and with Sir Henry dead, he will be the sole inheritor of the Baskerville fortune. He has a motive for murder. But they will have to catch Stapleton red-handed to prove his crime, and more importantly, save Sir Henry before it is too late. How will they do it? We picked up Lestrade at the railway station and arrived at Baskerville Hall. Paying off the carriage, we walked across the moor and reached the path leading to Merrypit House. A cold wind blew across the dark, empty spaces on either side. "My God, it doesn't seem a very cheerful place," said Lestrade. We moved silently and carefully until Holmes stopped us about 200 yards from the house. "This will do," he said. "We can hide behind these rocks on the right. Watson, you know the place. Creep forward quietly and see what they are doing." I tiptoed down the path till I could look through the window. Sir Henry and Stapleton were sitting at the round table with coffee and wine in front of them. Stapleton was talking in a lively manner, but Sir Henry looked pale. "You say the lady is not there?" Holmes asked when I had told them what I had seen. "Yes, and there is no light in any other room either." A dense white fog hung over the great Grimpen Mire and was slowly moving in our direction. Holmes turned his face towards it. "That fog is the one thing upon earth that could have upset my plans, but it's already 10 o'clock. Our success and Sir Henry's life depends on his coming out before the fog is over the path." As the fog came curling around the house, Holmes dropped on his knees and put his ear to the ground. "He is coming," he said. Steps sounded. Soon we saw Dr. Henry hurrying through the fog. He passed our hiding place and walked on, looking uneasily over his shoulders sometimes. Holmes hissed suddenly, "It's coming!" I heard the click of a revolver. And then we saw it, a dreadful shape leaping towards us. Lestrade yelped, Holmes stared, and I froze. A hound, enormous and coal-black, fire bursting from its mouth, eyes glowing, jaws outlined in flickering flame, a hound from hell. It tore down the path towards Sir Henry. Stunned, we let it pass. Then Holmes and I both fired together. The creature howled at the hit, but did not pause. Sir Henry stopped and looked back, his face white, hands raised in horror. Holmes raced ahead. Sir Henry screamed as the hound roared. We saw it spring on its victim, hurtling him to the ground, reaching for his throat. But the next instant Holmes had emptied his revolver into the creature. Roaring in agony, it rolled upon its back and fell limp on its side. Sir Henry lay in a faint. We loosened his collar, and his eyes fluttered open. "My God!" he whispered. "What was it?" "It's dead," said Holmes. "We have laid the family ghost to rest forever." The terrible creature's jaws dripped with a bluish flame, and the small, deep-set, cruel eyes were ringed with fire. I touched its jaws, and as I held up my own fingers, they gleamed in the darkness. "Phosphorus," I said, "cleverly prepared to have no smell, as it would have interfered with the dog's sense of smell. We owe you a deep apology, Sir Henry, for letting you face this fright. I was prepared for a hound, but not for such a creature as this, and the fog gave us little time to receive him." "You saved my life." A pale Sir Henry staggered to his feet. Holmes said he would wait while one of us went to the hall. He seated a shivering Sir Henry in the shelter of a rock, while we walked towards Merripit House. We found Beryl, who was actually Mrs. Stapleton, bound and gagged in an upstairs room. She led us to Stapleton's secret hideout. When we reached there, we saw Stapleton dead, having slipped and fallen into the mire.
Okay, so have you all understood now, children?
Ma'am, so that Stapleton's diary, right?
Yes, yes. So now you can relate it which part from the book we were reading, which extract we were reading. Now you can relate. So now you know the whole story. You understood the whole story. Now we'll understand which part and we were reading, and now you can understand why it was looking so horror to you all. The first two paragraphs. Understood, everyone? It's
Ma'am, it
interesting.
must be the second
Yes, ma'am.
chapter.
Yes, yes, the second chapter. You need to find out where it is in the book exactly. You all find it out and you all let me know for homework. That research all can do, right? Okay, for tomorrow, let me know which chapter it is now. So you all know the whole story of the novel then? You all understood what exactly it is? So how was the story? You all liked it or you all did not?
Ma'am liked it.
Interesting.
You all liked it. It was full of suspense,
Suspense.
horror, and
Yes. Ma'am, thrill. And
yes,
ma'am, it was Sherlock Holmes story, so it was always suspense.
yes, yes. So you all
Ma'am,
liked it. I can see from your faces. Yes, Paritosh, you were saying something?
Ma'am, it was thrill too.
It was thrilled. Okay, you all were thrilled. And I could see the entire class was just looking, okay, now what's going to happen? This was something new. It was very interesting to you all. Fine.
Ma'am,
Yes,
that
ma'am.
video was also
Video, you all like the video? Okay, thank you, children. So now I would just request you all, please read the extract which is there in your textbook, and tomorrow you all are going to tell me the where exactly which chapter this particular extract is there in the book. Clear? All right, so we'll stop here for today.